The story of David and Goliath is a story about a lesson of courage, faith, and overcoming what is impossible. David, a young Jewish boy, defeats a giant named Goliath with only a slingshot, which inspired many great works of art, such as sculptures, paintings, and music. To the people, David represented a sort of underdog character that gave it the impression that anyone could overcome something as long as they had faith and courage to do so. Even with that in mind, though, the lower class population neither had the money or support to create these works, which begs the question, what is the purpose of these pieces? To answer the question, let's look into our first piece, which is an oil painting by Caravaggio, which, like any other painting from the Baroque style, is packed with stark juxtaposition between light and darkness, almost as if the spotlight from a play has been placed on the two figures. Many details can be made out because of the realism put into the work, such as the wrinkles in David's clothes and the blood dripping from Goliath's head. Despite the amount of effort that Caravaggio put into the biblical characters, almost none was put into their surroundings. The artist believes that nothing else in the scene matters besides what is happening between them, emphasizing the drama that is taking place. This reflects the role that religion played in the lives of Europeans from this era, a time where devotion to God took up most of one's life. Their emotions are very clear. Goliath's face shows that he is in pain after being struck down, and David is relieved. Our second piece is a painting by Orazio Gentileschi, which amplifies the characteristics of the Baroque period: drama, emotion, tenebrism, and realism. Painted during the Protestant Reformation and close to the end of the Counter-Reformation in Italy, where, through the hard works of the clergy and saintly men, the Reformation did not take root. Drafted by the Church, Gentileschi's oil on canvas was aimed at its members to inspire people to pray and draw them back to the Catholic faith. Influenced by Caravaggio's style, the painting is set in a dark background while the major characters are immersed in light to show their significance and importance. It depicts David, a holy man, about to kill Goliath. However, the meaning is that it is not David who defeats Goliath, but God working through David as he proclaims, "For the battle of the Lord, and he will give all of you into our hands." Our third piece is a life-size sculpture of David, made of marble, created by the Italian artist Bernini, who was commissioned by Cardinal Scipione Borghese to decorate his villa. However, to the commoners, it most likely meant an outward show of wealth. It was built during the Baroque, a time characterized by dramatic movement and emotional intensity, which is reflected in Bernini's depiction of David. We can see a young man in a motion of throwing a stone. David stands alert, his forehead creased with concentration. His mouth frowns as his right arm reaches behind him to put a rock in the sling. Deep lines of focus show the alertness of the young man as he stands poised and ready to defeat his foe. Our last piece is a 14-foot tall sculpture created by Michelangelo, which depicts a nude David standing and holding a piece of cloth over his shoulder to be used as a slingshot. Michelangelo wanted to show what David would look like before the battle, so he appears to be concentrated and tense with a classical contrapposto pose, radiating self-confidence. The statue's purpose was for the Cathedral of Florence and was supposed to be part of the series of large statues to be placed on top of the cathedral that was originally commissioned by the Opera del Duomo. Unfortunately, it was unfinished due to claimed imperfections, and Michelangelo took on the responsibility to finish it instead. After over a 2-year period of working on the statue, Michelangelo had finished creating one of the most recognizable and legendary works of art of all time. To conclude, all of these art pieces have similar themes to them. They were overall created to aid worship, as our first two pieces demonstrate, but also to evoke certain emotions in the viewers of the pieces, or to flaunt the patron's wealth. As our last two pieces show, patrons and artists alike are drawn to this story specifically because of the theme of overcoming one's fear with faith and one's own courage, resulting in many different artworks.